So YouTube, this is Felix. Felix, YouTube. And welcome and good morning. It is Saturday. I've grabbed my cup of coffee here. I'm just waking up, getting motivated to get some stuff done, filming some content, and introducing you to Felix. Felix is my Bernina Q24 with the Q-matic system. This is what this video is for. You might be wondering why I bought a longarm machine. Well, I've been quilting for a number of years. I enjoy quilting. I enjoy every part of the process, from selecting fabric and cutting it up, sewing it together, doing the quilting, putting the binding on. I like doing all of it. But I was always intrigued by a longarm machine. I made one special quilt that was a raw edge applique that I had sent to a longarm quilter, and I just asked her to do whatever she thought was best with it, and she did like a pantograph style free motion quilting on it, and it turned out great. And I thought that was kind of magic, that it just kind of came back to me already completed. So I really enjoyed that. So I've always wanted to have a longarm machine. Well, I went to nursing school, and then I finished finally with a master's degree. And after all of that time, I finally had a bunch of time on my hands to really work on my quilting a little bit more. So I decided I was going to purchase myself a longarm machine. I researched it for well over a year, and I finally came to a product that was a great entry-level machine. I'm not going to say what the machine was. I had problems with it, and I think mostly it was because of me, but I also think the product could have been a little bit better. I think it was introduced to the market a little too early. But with that being said, I learned a lot about using that machine, using the system. I had great support from the people who ran the shop that supported me. I love them. I would always recommend the service through their shop, and I would also recommend their high-end machines. The reason why I went with the Bernina Q24 was I had already purchased another Bernina machine, and I was very satisfied with the product itself. I have the B770 Quilter's Edition sewing machine, so it's not a cheap machine, but the engineering in it and the use of the machine is extraordinary, and I would recommend buying that machine. I'd recommend anybody purchase that machine if they're able to afford it. The Bernina Q24 I had seen at a couple of the quilt shows, and I actually waited almost 2 years before I decided to take the leap and buy this machine. I had tested it out at the trade show and waited and thought, you know what, I don't need to spend the money on that. I really don't need to spend the money on that. And then a year later, I went back to the same quilt show in Madison, the Great Wisconsin Quilt Show. I'd highly recommend going. I tried it out again, and I was like, you know, I think I really want to buy this machine. I happened to go to one of the local sew shops who was actually new in the area, So Much More. They are based out of Waukesha, but now have a new shop in Madison along the Beltline. So it's on my way to work and on my way home. I stopped in, and they were offering a show price because it was still the week after the quilt show. And they had just started free financing. So that's sold. You had me sold at free financing. So I decided to just jump in and purchase it. I knew that I wanted to use the longarm machine as part of the quilting business so that I can A, make quilts and quilt them faster, B, offer a service for people to get their quilts done, and C, have fun and learn more things. Since I'm out of school, I love learning, so this has really been a tremendous method for me to kind of pique my interest and keep my brain firing for learning. So since it's such a major purchase, I decided that I needed to name this machine. People I know are naming their vehicles or other sewing machines. So I thought, you know, I better name this machine. I decided on Felix. The reason is I just think about The Odd Couple, the TV show where Oscar and Felix are roommates. They are polar opposites on their lifestyles and their living situations, where Felix was more precise and everything had a schedule and everything was very anal retentive. Oscar was a slob and he didn't plan for anything and was, yes. So that kind of fit us to the T, and that's why I decided to name him Felix. With the Q-matic system, the automated system for quilting, he won't make mistakes. He makes mistakes only if I let him make mistakes. He won't work if it's not working right. So I have to be the one to make sure that he is completely set up the right way, or he just won't do it. So I get to be the creative slob and have my studio a mess. I get to throw things around on the design wall to make the pretty things and then put them on the machine. I get to pick the patterns that I get to pick the patterns that go onto the quilts, and so I feel I like the creativeness that goes behind that. So let's take a few minutes. I'm going to show you around. I'll show you the machine, tell you what Felix is capable of, and we'll just go from there. So this is Felix. He is a Bernina Q24. The 24 is for the 24-inch throat space that you see here. This is the largest throat space machine that Bernina sells at the time of making this video. Other companies may make 28 and 30-inch throat spaces, but those are, of course, bigger machines. This is on the professional frame, the Pro frame. This is approximately 13 feet long, but from needle end to needle end, it is approximately 113 inches, so easy enough to get a king-size quilt in there. This is a Q-matic screen. These are where all of the designs are put onto the machine. These are all of the components for how you manipulate the designs. And then there is a design library within the Q24. Of course, this is a touch screen, but these are all of the designs that are imported in here. I have imported some of them, some of my own designs that I've purchased online, but those are electronically created designs that other people sell online. There's literally thousands upon thousands of them. The Bernina system also has the Bernina stitch regulator. There are 3 options here for free motion quilting, for the digitized quilting, and for basting. They've got a basting stitch here. The computerized system actually runs on these tracks here. They feed through the machine that go take it side to side and front to back. I don't have them engaged right now, but if you engage them like that, they run. You can see that the track is running with the machine. And that's all guided by the computer when it's turned on and digitized. Felix also has these very ergonomic handles. You can set them up to any method or way that you want. They also have these included buttons that a lot of machines have, but they can be programmed to do specific tasks for whatever you think is most appropriate. Mostly these are for like advancing the needle, putting the needle in the up or down position. And these are very comfortable. Felix also has a automated bobbin winding system here on the machine itself. What you do is you just put your bobbin case on here. And you actually thread the thread to the tension over here, and then it automatically winds it up like so. When I start a project, what I like to do is wind a bunch of these. I know that I'm going to probably use at least 4 or 5 bobbins per project. I'll wind those up, stack them right up here for my second spool. That way they're right there and at arm's reach when I need to change my bobbin. Felix also has an on-screen bobbin speed adjuster right here. I love this feature because a lot of times if you have to change the speed of your machine, on many machines you have to go into the main sewing head to adjust that. But when you're in the stop position, you can just slide this up and down for speed of the process. If you have more intricate sewing, you want to probably slow it down so that you get nice crisp points. If you're doing a very smooth meandering process, you might be able to get away with a higher speed. It also depends on the tension and the tension of the actual quilt on the frame. That's something I can show a little later on when I get a project going. Speaking of tension, the tension can be adjusted, the top tension can be adjusted right from a touch of the screen here when you're working on a project. So you can kind of gradually go up and down. There's no dial turning, it is automatic on the computer, so the computer will set that. The Bernina also comes with a TOA tension guide. So what you do is you actually use your bobbin case, you put your bobbin in the machine, and you can actually test the tension on the machine, and you can adjust it with the screw here ever so slightly to make sure that you get the proper tension, the bottom tension for the machine. I think the best thing about having a long arm machine is how the quilt is actually quilted. You actually put your backing fabric on the back bar here, and you have the leaders come down underneath the take-up bar here. Then you slowly advance the quilt as you're working on it by rolling it up and through. There's no basting with making these quilts. You don't have to pin it, you don't have to glue it. This is the best way, if you ask me, on how to get a quilt completed. So with the Q-matic system, Felix is going to be excellent at the edge-to-edge quilting. That's the quilting where the design is all over, it's digitized by the machine here. That is what I'm primarily used to doing at this moment. This Q-matic system is set up for custom quilting though. I haven't learned that yet. Of course, I will be learning how to do these things as I make quilts and go along. But for the most part, we're going to be doing just a digitized quilting. That's what he excels at. So far in this machine, I've actually done about 15 or 20 quilts. I've done 4 quilts for the Quilts of Valor. I have done one G-Safe quilt on this machine as well. I've made a few other gift quilts and a couple of quilts that I'm trying to sell in a marketplace in a friend's shop in Madison. So I've loved this machine. I'm used to working with it now, and I can't wait to work on your quilts next.